Hey, Grand Rapids Feeder Department, Nick Rao, 30 years of safe driving.
I'm Eric Newell, got 9 years of safe driving.
Eric's going to show us today some helpful hints and tips on shifting in the yard to keep you safe and others.
I'm going to show you different methods to help yourself and the next driver.
Always maintain 3 points of contact going up the steps and going down. When you're finding a trailer to put on a door, first thing you do before you hook the lines up is check the PMI date. Make sure it is legal. And we're going to walk to the back. So if you hook up to any swing door, the swing door is going to be open. So before you pull away, you want to check the swing door and close it. Here it is open. We're going to check the back, make sure it's not full of pallets or any other dunnage. Looks good. Do a quick view. Make sure we don't see anything wrong. This trailer's ready to move. When you're backing to a door, you always want to watch out for hazards as you're backing, making sure nobody is going to try to drive behind you. And we do have a swing door, so you want to get as close as possible so no one can drive behind you as you're going to open the trailer doors. And that way, if any packages drop and they're heavy, you're not walking too far with a heavy package. Good spot to stop. When opening your trailer doors and it's loaded, open it a little bit. You want to peek inside to see what it looks like. You want to hold both sides, walk facing away, make sure there's no falling packages. Turn back over this way, face the wind so you have control of the door. Now we're over here. It looks like we have no way to properly secure this, but luckily I have zip ties with me. I always have them in the spotter for situations just like this. Secure the zip tie to the door tie. To ensure that that's not going to come open. There we go, that's good. You can do that to the other side. All right, first thing we want to do, don't hook up to the trailer just yet. I want to check to make sure the door is closed and no one is unloading the trailer before we pull off. Look through the corner, I see the door is down. It's safe to hook up. Hooked. Do a tug test. Now this trailer is going to a door. So first thing we want to do is check the PMI date. Make sure it's legal. It is legal. Put the lines up. Safe to pull forward. Stop here. Now we have to close the trailer doors, check the contents, make sure there's no packages. No leftover packages in there from the unload. So one thing I noticed as I'm walking up, I noticed the legs are way too high. And that is because a brown truck put it up, and that's the shape of the unload here where it is. You can see there's a steep angle and it flattens out at the top. So all 53s that are put up on the onload with the brown, you're gonna have to crank the legs when you pull it off because the trailer legs are gonna be way too low and you need to crank them down. As you can see with the WWs, they're not above that area, so the legs are gonna be just fine where they are. There's a 48-foot trailer over on the other side. Those legs will be fine where they are as well. They're not past this hump here to where it levels off, so there'll be no need to crank those legs. But if the legs are past there, always double check, make sure they're at the proper height. Now, before I put the trailer all the way onto the door, I want to lower it down, and what that does, puts less wear and tear on the pads. Since we pulled this from the onload, we know the legs are going to be way too high. Clearly they are. So if we didn't get out and check, we would have just dropped the trailer. There. And you don't want to crank the legs before you take it off the onload because every area you go is going to be different depending on the concrete. Some of the concrete is lower, some of it is higher, depending on where you're at, how degraded the concrete is, how many potholes there are, but every door is going to be different. So you want to get out and check and make sure it's at the proper height each time. That ensures that the driver who's going to pull it can hook up properly, safely, doesn't damage the equipment, and it saves a lot of hassle for everybody. As we come to the 250s, it's all gravel. So what you want to be aware of as you're lining up your trailer to back is potholes. Make sure as you're placing a trailer next to another one, you don't want to have your legs in a deep pothole. Because if you put it down, you could likely fall deep into the pothole and your trailer could shift over into the other one. You want to have adequate spacing in between the trailers. So that way, as the next driver comes, he can get in between the trailers to crank the legs. So always try to have enough space for a person to get in there safely and comfortably. I hope these tips have helped you. Have a safe day. Let's go move some trailers.